Hi baddies, and welcome back to the Ruby Sphere. I am the wondrous seamstress extraordinary Ruby, and welcome to my little yap about my Billlie concert outfit. Yes, it's been almost 6 months since the actual concert. Instead of me kicking uni's ass, uni has been kicking mine, unfortunately. But I digress. We are in the mid-year break at the moment, and I am stress-free, even though results literally come out in less than 2 weeks. But finally, I have some peace of mind to actually talk about it. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the dress then. So to introduce the fit, I'm going to talk a little bit about the group. Hello. So Billlie came to Australia in February. They came with their tour, Our Flower World. And I've been following Billlie since pretty much pre-debut. I followed Sheon during Girls Planet 999 and also a little bit of Moonsaw from Unpretty Rap Star, which is ages ago, mind you. I decided to dress up as one of my favorite releases from them. The outfit is originally from their second mini album and their first comeback called GingaMingaYo. The album is called The Collective Soul and Unconscious Chapter 1. Yeah, so the first comeback and their first comeback or release technically with sheon. I particularly like this release because it really stood out at the time when most K-pop songs and K-pop comebacks follow a certain trend and we all look for uniqueness. So that was the one thing. But this outfit in particular, I feel like is quite monumental for Billlie fans. They gained a lot of traction with the release because of a certain member. So one of the members, Tsuki, went viral for her fan cams this era, particularly like the dynamic expressions that she pulled to really portray the dance and the meaning of the song. Her fan cams have gotten thousands to millions of views, which you can see here. Now, about the dress. The dress is originally from the brand Akla Gibson, and it is called the Geometric Print Mini Dress in Orange. The features of the dress are made up of several things. First off, the main pattern of the dress, which is like an interlocked circle pattern, is actually made of micro crochet. It's also got a mandarin collar, balloon raglan sleeves, a pin-tucked bib and sleeve cuffs, fabric-covered buttons both on the sleeves and down the front of the bib, cinched waist, a strap-like belt with D-rings as the belt closure, and also a gathered high-low skirt. To be honest, the dress is not my cup of tea. It really looks like middle-aged mum material, but on Tsuki it looks fucking amazing, which I applaud her so much. I also would like to say that I actually don't have any formal training or experience in pattern making. A lot of the time I will purchase a commercial pattern or a pattern from Etsy and redo it to fit my measurements or fit the thing that I'm making. And so the pattern that I use is actually this one. I mainly use the sleeves and the mandarin collar. The rest of the pattern was drafted by myself and altered. A lot of this was actually trial and error, and this dress was really challenging in general. So first off, I've made a mock-up. Here's the mock-up. She's very rough, but it was good because I've never done pin tucks before. And so, as I mentioned earlier, one of the key features I feel like of the dress was the pin tucks used. Now, I usually associate these with the more Miller's kind of style. Like I see it on a lot of older people's clothing without sounding really ageist. It was difficult because I hate math and these required a lot of math to create the clothes seams which were used. Yeah. Math is hard for poor old Ruby, unfortunately. I almost failed it in high school, so... And I also tried to do a degree which doesn't include math, but I still use it, unfortunately. I cannot escape it. After that mock-up was done, the main things that I needed to alter was essentially making the sleeves bigger at the armhole and also making the sleeve bigger as well for a bit more balloon factor. but also there are like 2 pleats at the front of the armhole, which can be seen in the original design, and there's also 1 pleat at the back. So that was adjusting the size of that, and also adjusting the size of the bib to be smaller at the bottom because it kind of tapers in. The pattern on the dress is actually made from micro crochet. Now, I do not have time for that, unfortunately, and I ain't doing that shit. Also, I can't actually crochet, so... But that's beside the point. I was initially planning to use spoon flour. However, tell me why it was almost $200 to get the fabric to me.
Bombastic side-eye.
And it probably wouldn't arrive on time. That shit was disgusting. Anyway, I was not gonna spend that $300 on shitty cotton ass fabric. And so I thought I could do it way cheaper and faster in my own home. So I printed it. So I ended up using a pinkish cotton from Spotlight for the dress, since the original was a bit more brighter apricot color, but I just ended up not finding it, and I thought that the pinkish color would look better in person. And then I cut out my pattern pieces. Once they were all cut out, I also included 4 100 by 30 centimeter pieces for the ruffled skirt. And then I set it for holiday. This was during the summer break. And so I'd planned to go with my family to New South Wales coast, as you do. And so while on holiday, I printed the fabric. I did the majority of the printing while I was on holiday. So I think that really helped as well. And it was actually really nice and calming to do. Like, I just set up in the camp kitchen and was using a pineapple cocktail glass, some orange fabric paint, and a dream pretty much, and was just printing away. And I did not actually end up enjoying my holiday, believe it or not. I did have some downtime. I slept a lot. I went and beached a lot. And once I got home, I got to it because I had around less than a week left before the concert, and I got cracking sewing the dress. I sewed, I hand sewed, I sewed some more, and yeah, you get it. I was genuinely surprised at this point with how it looked. I was low-key fangirling in my own kitchen about it, and especially on my Instagram stories, which, I'm gonna self-promote my Instagram. You should follow it. It's at yourstrulyruby. But there was another issue that I had to come across. Bloody buttons. Motherfucking buttons. And I could not find the right buttons that I needed. The original ones on the dress are fabric covered. And they're also really quite small. And the size that I wanted was not at Spotlight. And my town only has one fabric store. So I was stuffed for a little bit until I raided my own fabric store. My mum's. Yes, my mum has a fabric store, and I found something I needed. So basically I improvised the actual shackle buttons. My mum only had the top covering of the fabric covered buttons, and so what I ended up doing was buying some decorated buttons from Spotlight with the shackle actual base, and then use the fabric tops and the mold itself to create the buttons. So I basically cut out circles of fabric the size of a 20-cent coin and glued them on top of the cover and placed the fabric on top. Then I stuffed the excess fabric onto the underside of the cover, chopped off the excess, glue and stuck a shackle button inside of the cover, making a covered shackle button. So buttons were done, hand sewing was about to be done, and the dress is almost complete. But what about the whole look, you ask? She slayed the house down, and that's all I really wanted. And it was especially heartwarming rocking up to the concert or rocking up to outside of billboards and people being like, oh my God, that is Tsuki, and you're the Tsuki of Melbourne, of Australia. And I'm like, no, Like people were saying that and I felt so warm inside. Like this is what the K-pop community really is and should be about, uplifting each other, not bringing each other down. People also recognized me from the Artemis concert, which was even crazier, mind you. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, it was crazy. I also ended up having a fan sign with all the members and got an album signed. Mother Siyoon and Queen GingaMingaYo herself, Tsuki, loved the dress. I have in my notes here that both said I did a good job and I slayed it. So I'm actually going to add that to my resume and my credentials. I will not stop yapping about this to the day I'm in my grave. Siyoon even said, "You slayed, girl." Oh, I was shaking in my boots. I really was. Anyway, if you want to see the whole concert from my point of view, you should go check out my vlog, which is in my channel, and you should subscribe as well. Why aren't you subscribed yet? That's my only question to you. You should also check out my Artemis vlog, which is also up as well. And you should subscribe because I have a couple of more things planned. Yeah, so that will be exciting. And yeah, that is the end of my app. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.